Yo, Trump can win this shit, but she's not gonna find nobody.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying that shit, man.
I'm watching this shit right now, bro.
I'm gonna need you to stop saying that shit, bro.
Isn't that what y'all wasn't saying last time?
So Trump won South Carolina. Are you happy with yourself?
Huh?
Said Trump won South Carolina. Are you happy with yourself?
You did?
Yes.
I told you.
Nigga. Now you got me cursing on YouTube. I'm gonna need you to stop saying that shit, man. See, I'm gonna need you to stop saying that shit, bro.
Hey, man.
Can you can hear it now?
Isn't that what y'all wasn't saying last time? Okay, are you guys good?
So Trump, it's only me, nigga. Are you happy with yourself?
Huh?
It's only me here.
So Trump won South Carolina. Are you happy with yourself?
Yeah, I'm just.
Yes.
All right, thanks. I'm gonna put the link in this thing now.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Now you got me cursing on YouTube.
All right.
Okay, don't worry.
No, there's nobody watching. All right, thanks.
Stop saying that shit, man. Stop saying that shit, bro. Can you can hear it now? So Trump, it's only me, nigga. Happy with yourself. It's only me here. Yeah, I'm just. Yes. All right, thanks. I'm gonna put the link in this thing now.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Now you got me cursing on YouTube.
No, there's nobody watching. All right, thanks.
Stop saying that shit, man. You can't hear it now.
Are we good? Are we good? Oh yeah, you're still muted.
Yes. Good.
All right, where's Gigi? It seems like we've scared some people off with this long ass delay. Yeah, well, we're trying to stream it somewhere else other than IG because it was a bit lagging. Yeah, so the people on IG, it was lagging for them.
Oh, was there a reason why that was happening?
I think it's just like the amount of processing power that it requires. So it's streaming not live on YouTube now. So all right, just let me know when you're ready to go so I can start putting all these things on. Are you ready? Wait, where is JJ? Where is Ace? All right. You wait. You wanted to wait. You're muted, right?
Yeah, and yeah,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm the one muting myself. Yes.
Okay. So you wanted to talk about SARS, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted us to also, just
Okay.
touch it briefly as
Gotcha.
well, since we're all Nigerians.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna unmute the other stuff, and then we're gonna get back in.
Okay. Are the others joining?
I don't know where they are. I don't know where they. Hold on.
Okay.
Because JJ should be on. Yeah, still option sniper.
We're live on YouTube. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, Kelechi, I didn't know you're very politically inclined, by the way.
See this one.
That's
You think you're the only one that watches CNN?
hey, it's not about. I mean, myself and I we've spoken a few times, in passing, but I never knew she's politically inclined. Good to know.
Yeah.
Pretty face, politically inclined.
See this one.
So,
Thank you, by the way.
Oh, you got it.
All right.
We're going back live on what do you call it now?
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Everything is.
I was
everything.
actually thinking of bringing my wife on because she has some unique view to share also.
Bring her.
We'll see about that.
Please bring her. We're live now, Sha. We're live. So
all right. So we're
welcome
back
to the Well Actually podcast. Okay. So
yes,
now we want to update everything that has happened during the break. We had some technical difficulties, but we're pushing through. So also, if you search for the Well Actually podcast on YouTube, you'll be able to click and join the conversation as well. I'm not sure how that's going to work right now, but everything happens for a reason. But anyway, JJ, you said you wanted to invite someone, or is she?
we'll get to
you
that
haven't even
whenever
asked her yet.
No, not just yet. Not just
Yeah,
yet. Not just yet.
You haven't asked her yet, of course.
Not just
You
yet.
just volunteered her for something. You volunteered her for something before she even realized it.
She has strong opinions about Christian Trump supporters. So
yeah, don't worry. We got time for the Christian Trump supporters. Yeah. All right. So a quick note to anyone watching right now: the numbers that we have are courtesy of MSNBC. So I know some of you might have more conservative numbers. Some might have Biden leading by 1,000. We're going by MSNBC. So it's like, we're playing it down the middle. So, all right. So back to what we were discussing before. All right. So Kelechi, I'm gonna go to you first because we have at the top of the screen end SARS, and that's because as Nigerians, that's something that is near and dear to all of us, and it's not necessarily just a Nigerian issue because police brutality apparently is a universal thing. Then it's actually part of what is affecting this current election, and it's something that has I don't want to say radicalized, but has motivated a lot of people to become more socially conscious, socially inclined, and like we said, the SARS anti-SARS campaign is something that's uniquely Nigerian. So I just wanted to see, like, okay, do you have something that you wanted to say on that, or is there something you wanted us to discuss on that particularly?
Yes, definitely. As I mentioned previously, we're all Nigerians, and whether we live in Nigeria or not, like it affects us one way or the other. And it's quite sad, everything that's going on. And I think a lot of people are actually missing what this protest is about. I think a lot of people feel like it's the protest is just about the group SARS. Like the protest is way bigger than that, and I applaud I applaud the young Nigerian people, right, for doing it this year, especially because of what happened here in America with the Black Lives Matter, and we were all protesting, we all gathered together, and I feel like that kind of caused like a ripple effect where the young people in Nigeria are like, you know what, our voices should be heard. But it's quite sad to see how everything is playing out, especially with our politicians, knowing fully well that if young people decided that, hey, we're not going to take this anymore, they could literally overthrow our politicians.
Mm.
Like if they decided to band together, right? Of course, with help from those of us in the diaspora and some and you know other countries or whatever, they could overthrow the politicians in our country. But that's a different conversation. But like I said, it's sad. It's really really sad, and how everybody's trying to brush everything, you know, on under the carpet and make it seem as if, oh, we've disbanded SARS. That's all they were protesting about, when they know it's bigger than that.
So I think then with what you said, how the people or the youth can actually like disband the whole thing,
Uh-huh.
that should also let you know why they're trying so hard to like disrupt what's going on. They realize the power of the people, and that's
Yeah.
why they're trying to do everything they can in terms of both discrediting the movement and also using extreme violence. So I totally agree with you, but it's also like now you know why they're doing what they're doing, and it's also something that they're not used to. They're not used to this sort of resistance.
But the thing is, it's 2020 and we're in the age of social media. Do you really think that the same way you've been able to mute the people 10, 20, 30 years ago, you think that's still going to fly? Look at how quickly people were able to, go on change.org and all these different organizations to put up all these politicians, so that people could petition and have them actually brought to criminal court. And I spoke to a friend Saturday, and he said, I don't remember which politician it is that is actually going up against the criminal court. Like, I think our Nigerian politicians don't understand the power of social media. I think they're still looking at it like, oh, this is just a platform where young people are going to look at themselves, dance and play music. It's bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. Things are actually happening. So to you're posting videos of, oh, I found a camcorder on the Lekki toll gate. Like, is it primary school students that you're talking to?
Please don't get me
But
started.
I think they're starting to actually understand the power of social media. That's why there's all these stupid people coming out with these I think it was the Minister of Tourism and Information that was talking about what China does, that when anything goes wrong, China automatically just shuts everything down. That's how Nigeria has to start operating. Like, just to hear that they're trying to mimic China. First of all, you've already sold whatever is remaining of Nigeria to China. Now you're trying to mimic the way they govern when we did not sign up to be governed in that manner. We signed up to be governed in a democracy that we elect who we put into power. The problem is, and the great thing about this SARS thing, and the thing that I really appreciate so much more about this is that, yes, they're trying to end SARS, but the youth are really trying to see the power of their votes. And I'm not talking about the elite youths. I'm talking about the everyday, the ones that are going to, hawk different items, are really starting to see the power of their voices, that no, we're no longer going to sell our vote to whoever gives us a bag of rice, that this thing that they're doing has not been working, and there needs to be some level of change. So just seeing that alone is the most powerful thing for me, because I voted in Nigeria before, and
Really?
I've seen how it goes. Yeah, I've seen how it goes. Most of the time, there's area boys, there's people that are selling their votes and all this. But just to see, like, even just from let's just talk about the power of the social media, that people that are using their last 200 naira to buy data just so they can post what's going on, that they can talk about what's going on, and them coming to a realization that, hey, there needs to be a change, even though that, yes, we might not have the economic resources that we want, but we know that we can't continue down the path that we're going right now, is more inspiring than anything I've seen in the past 5 to 10 years out of Nigeria.
All right, so do you think, like, what in your estimation, what is, I don't say like necessarily an explanation for it, but what do you think caused it? Like, what do you think is it that people are just more concerned, or people like more desperate, or just people more awake, or is it the fact that we have social media that's making it more accessible to people, like, or is it just some weird combination of all?
Well, it was a weird combination of all.
Yeah, I think people are frustrated.
Go ahead, Kelechi. Thank you.
I
That's
think
the word.
it's frustration, right? When a global pandemic, you decide to shut down certain cities in a country that your average person, nobody's getting any benefits, nobody's getting any social security, nobody's getting any unemployment. You just tell people stay at home, right? Somehow they're supposed to feed themselves, somehow they're supposed to provide for themselves, and somehow if they get infected, they're supposed to pay for hospital when they don't have money and no money is coming in. It's a combination of frustration. And then on top of that, the person that is calling himself our president is, his entire regime has been frustration, money is not flowing around, lack of jobs, and then you have the audacity to keep throwing out words like the youth are lazy, the youth want to take drugs, the youth do this, the youth do that, forgetting that you did not put any opportunities in place. If you had put opportunities in place for these people to actually do something and they're not doing it, that's a different issue, versus there's nothing for them to do, then you start complaining about what they're not doing. So I think it is frustration. Young people are frustrated in Nigeria.
Well, just to piggyback off what you said, like sorry, JJ, that is one of the most annoying and frustrating things I can hear when they talk about Nigerian youth, especially being lazy. Because if you go around, you see how innovative Nigerians are. Like, they can make anything out of anything. Like, we joke and we laugh about it, but you'll see some cars in Nigeria on the road that you'll be like, in America, this is not even possible. The level of engineering skills that they have, but there's no infrastructure, there's no jobs, there's nothing that they can even use to express that imagination. But then you have the audacity to call them lazy, that they use drugs, they use this. What is somebody supposed to do when you give them no opportunity? And that's what's really happening. They're realizing that, hey, we're no longer in the position that we're expecting this government to give us opportunity, that we're going to take it. And if you like it or not, we're going to take it. And that is the fear that these politicians are seeing. They fear the fact that the masses are starting to really realize the power that they have, and they're actually coming against them.
Sorry, to say something real quick, JJ, I know you wanted to say something. It's also quite insulting to hear that coming from our parents' generation, when the Nigerian government was offering scholarships. My dad got scholarships from the Nigerian government. That's why he was able to go to universities and study in different countries, right? That was a time when Nigeria was just finding out about oil. You had a lot of different industries booming. It's the amount of opportunities they had. You had people who came here for school and went back to Nigeria. That is because Nigeria was thriving. So to now use your situation to compare with what's going on here, years after they have spoiled the economy and spoiled the government, right? And then you now want to say, oh, you guys are lazy. In our generation, we did this. In your generation, you guys did not have people who had spoiled it for you. You were coming right off of independence, right? The British people, whatever little structure that they had created, it was still something they created. So people were following that pattern. Years later now, when the elders have finished eating, well, I won't say they finished eating it, but you've mismanaged funds.
They ate it and sold the rest. That's what they did.
Exactly. And now you want to say that the youth are lazy. Really? That's an insult.
It's very insulting. It really is.
Well, so I don't consider myself somebody who has the right to speak about things going on in Nigeria actively, because I haven't been in that country for over 10 years.
Expatriates.
I have to be very honest, but Nigeria saddens me. When I first got to the States, literally, I'll be the first person to go on Punch NG. I want to know what is going on in Nigeria. Tribune, I want to know what is going on in Nigeria. Guardian, I want to know what is going on in Nigeria. And as year goes by, I will look at the headlines, just the common news headlines, right? And I will compare it against my reasoning. And I will ask myself, do these people really think we're that stupid? You understand? Because Nigeria is the most, like even in America here, Nigerians are the most educated immigrants compared to every other, right? And I know how much education means to us back home. I know how educated we are. And I can't seem to go past, how are we being ruled by a bunch of incompetent fools, bunch of ignorance. Just like it's like they say, when Trump said, Mexicans give us the worst, it's like it is the worst of us that finds their way into power. And I don't even want to talk about, especially in the northern parts, people that they can, and this is not about who can speak English. No, this is not about that. But they can't make a coherent sentence in terms of even talking about what the policy is. I was listening to this guy, I don't even know his position. Right after the end size, it was like, oh, now I'm talking to the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey. He should wire us $1 billion.
Oh, that's the idiot that tried to put a lawsuit, a civil human rights lawsuit against Twitter.
Oh,
what?
Fucking idiot.
I'm like,
yeah.
are we really doing this? But now to focus on the people behind this movement, right? And I'm being cautious, right? And the reason why I'm being cautious is this. Childish Gambino, this is America. Is this a fad? Is this they are doing it? I understand we are very frustrated because one thing I understand I've seen with the movement in America is we do a lot of things so that I can also post it on my Instagram, so that I can also post it on my Twitter. Let me be part of writing this hashtag. And I look at the way we've copied the Western culture to a fault in the way and the youth thing, which has its positive and also has its negative. You understand? So I'm being cautious, like, okay, is this a facade where, I understand, because we're also tired of racism over here. We're tired of being shot by the police. You understand? But far too many times, the follow through on these actions are not always there. You understand? At the end of today, if Trump is to win, and I'm going to connect this to Nigeria, if Trump is to win, I will say it's because there's no follow through by people of our generation in taking our energy from Black Lives Matters, in taking our energy from Ahmaud Arbery, in taking our energy from George Floyd. You understand? To say, what, these issues matter so much to us that we want to put somebody in there that at least, maybe the person is faking to hear us, at least they're faking to hear us. Now, how does that relate to Nigeria? I grew up in Ibadan on Okeado Street. For those who are very familiar with Ibadan, Okeado. Okay. To the left of Okeado is the house of a man called Adedubu. Adedubu is one of the king makers in Ibadan. There's no way you hold a political office in Ibadan without going through Adedubu. Now, why did I bring this up? Is your vote literally cost 100 naira and a plate of amala. That is what a vote cost. Back when I was in Nigeria, they will march to Adedubu's house on a Friday. He sits them down. He gives them amala, 100 naira in each person's pocket, and he tells them who to vote with. And now, there's a sanctimonious part of me that is like, oh, why don't you fight for yourself? Why don't you fight for your votes and things like that for your right? And my dad told me, you see, there are many politicians that have came to these people. promise them for something that will happen in 4 years. Nothing happened in 4 years. So guess what? They're gonna take this amala that they're going to feel the impact right now than something that they will be making 4 years for. So Oshiomhole, right? The guy that was fighting for what do they call them? This union. Geez. What's the name of this union? No, the union of all professors, of all labor union. Was that Oshiomhole?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Nigerian politics.
Okay, it was Oshiomhole. I think back in the day, Oshiomhole was the labor leader. He became the governor of Edo State, I think, right?
Mhm.
Let me tell you how much I believe in somebody like Oshiomhole. I was like, wow, only if somebody like Oshiomhole could just get a chance, is he going to really fight for the people? So my same question is, the leaders of this current movement in Nigeria, when they pull them in to taste the power, right? Maybe is it Banky W that also became, what's the name of that guy from, is he from the Wedding Party?
Who?
Desmond or
You know the guy I'm talking about from one of these their movies. I
Is
think
it Desmond Elliott?
it's related to Mishore or something like that. I don't know these people.
the
What
only
did he
person
do?
I know that's in power right now that's a movie star or was a movie
It's
star was that
Desmond, yeah.
Desmond.
Desmond
Yeah.
Elliott. But
That
I know
that guy's
that.
useless too.
Oh, I know Bank Wellington. That's Bank
Yeah,
W,
yeah.
right? I knew
Yeah.
he tried to run
He ran.
recently, right?
Yes, he
My
did.
thing is when these people get there, will they follow through? Because me, I always make a joke. If you born a baby in Nigeria today and you take his blood and they test his DNA, there is greed and corruption inside of it.
No, I
I'm just
disagree with that.
sir. You see, we are a product of our environment.
Let me say why I disagree with that, right?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
We're literally at the point now that we have to switch that mentality. We have to switch our mentality to perspective of, you know what, holding people accountable.
Yes.
Like, yes, you know what, I'm going to put you in this position. If I see that you go in there, like this Desmond guy, he was like, he's a young guy. It was like, oh yes, one of us is in there. But you see how he's doing Oshi now. But the problem is that there's no avenue to take him out of that position. So we have to put people like, yes, you know what? It's all based off hope. Yes, I'm going to put you in this power. I hope that you stand by your word. But the moment that you are not holding up to what you say you're supposed to do, get the fuck out of here. That's what we're missing.
But then, how many more of that do we need? I mean, so here's the thing, right? So think about it.
We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do that until we find the right piece to the puzzle. And it's not, and it's just that if we have that mentality that, hey, you know what, we're corruption is so ingrained in our DNA that by the time that we put somebody in there, we're always going to have a reason not to put somebody in there.
Yep.
Now the old power, the old people that hold power are going to hold on to that power, and what are we going to complain about that they're not letting power go? So no, if somebody comes through, has a good plan, put them in place and hold them to their plan. If they don't do what they say they're going to do, get the fuck out of there. It's really that simple, but we make it so much harder than it should be.
I 100% agree with you. I think, like I said previously, people forget that politicians are not going to be your friend. You can never please everybody. You can never, ever, ever, ever.
At all.
One politician may have things that, you know, one person likes and then the other person doesn't like it. The whole point is you have to pick and choose. You have to know what's important. If you're saying that, oh, but there's nobody, you know, everybody's corrupt in Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. Politicians everywhere in this world are corrupt. If you think that there's a politician out there who is selfless and he's doing everything, no. Because at the end of the day, he can please 800 people and then make 10 people mad. And those 10 people will say that that's a bad politician. At the end of the day, you have to pick. If one person is still going to do 40% better than what you had, that's a win. A win isn't 100% better than what you had. 40% better is still a win. And I think we tend to lose track of that in Nigeria because we're so used to people doing trash. So it's like, yeah, but you know, that's just the way it is. That's just how things are in Nigeria. It's a defeatist mentality. America is the way America is because everybody feels like there's a chance. We have a chance. We have a chance. And we all run here because we like that mentality. It pushes us. It drives us. We come here and we're like, a land of opportunities, land of dreams. You can do this. But then in our own country, it's just like, well, if I tried doing this person told me it will not succeed. So let me, and that's the reason why Nigeria is still 60 years, is it 60 or 61 years later? We are literally the same place that we were.
Actually,
Nothing to show for it.
We're worse than where we were. We were worse. First of all, our economy went to shit when, first of all, we decided to devalue our currency. Second, we relied all our resources, all our economic income to oil alone, and we left all our agricultural resources. Then, once everything went to shit, we started selling off our lands. That is when Nigeria just went 100% to shits. But back to what you're saying, it's like this. Look, man, you're right. No politician or nobody that's in office is 100% sane. Think about it, right? Even if we use Buhari, for example, let's say Buhari came in and he said, hey, look, I'm going to be in office for what? Is it Nigeria 4 or 6 years, whatever the thing is, right? And all I'm going to spend this time is to give Nigeria constant electricity. If he came in, he did that, even if he put a little extra in his pocket, are people going to complain?
Right.
No. The issue is that they come in and they do nothing and put everything in their pockets. That's what, to me, I've said this many times before. I'm like, hey, what Nigeria needs to do is when they vote for somebody, the person has to come in as if you're going into an investor meeting, have your business plan. What are you hoping, not even hoping to do, what are you planning on doing with the time that you have? What are your steps? What are the resources you need? How much do you think is going to cost you to do this? Then we, the people, we vote on it, give you the resources, give you the power, and we'll audit you. Hey, you said it was going to take you 1 year to build a power plant. Almost you're 6 months and you haven't broke ground. It looks like what you said you're going to do is not doable. You're out of here. That's what we need to do in Nigeria, at least to get Nigeria to a point where it can sustain itself effectively.
But hold on, and not that I don't agree with you guys, but I made a statement earlier that when a baby is born, it's like that DNA of greed is in it, because it's not just about the person that you vote, right? It's about every other person that money is going to touch their hands before it gets done. Let me give you an example.
Whose hand is the money touching?
Oh, all these contractors. No, let me give you an example before we even get to that. When late Bola Ige was in office, when they made this man, and I want you to understand the way this thing works, right? Bola Ige, and I think this was during, I don't know whether it was Obasanjo or the person that came up after. It was Obasanjo, I think. They made Bola Ige, he was supposed to go to the World Court to be a justice on the World Court, but then they made him Minister of Electricity, right? Uncle Bola that doesn't know anything about electricity. They made him Minister of Electricity, a lawyer by profession. You made him Minister of Electricity. And the story goes that at the end of each month, they will be bringing 200,000 naira to his office. This is when 200,000 naira makes sense in money. And they asked, and Uncle Bola asked, okay, what's this 200,000 for? They said, that is the way we share it every month. It's not about the person that's the way we share it every month. So
but
why?
But the issue that's a fundamental issue, that why are normal people having access to countries' funds that easy?
And I think that's part of the things that needs to be addressed. And in all honesty, this NSAS movement, I think for it to be effective, is number one is how many local government chairman positions can we win? How many? It needs to start from the grassroots, because at the end of the day, and people can laugh at me. In my head, I'll be like, oh, and my family know. I said, if I want to go back to Nigeria to go into politics. If you go, if this NSAS, hold on. We had this conversation in my basement back in the day, right? Imagine this thing, and this might be, like a pipe dream. Let's say on the local government area, we have a bunch of people that are from the movement, that are supporting the movement, and there is food. Yoruba, we always say that when you remove hunger out of poverty cuts into half. You understand?
Mhm.
Poverty is not as crazy as it is if you can afford food. You understand? Now imagine on the local level, we were able to have a lot of farms, maybe in Oyo, all this Ibadan, all this Southwest, whatever it is, on the local government level. You provide food for people. People will support that movement because now that is something tangible that they can see. Maybe it is in Ibadan that you say, you know what, and I don't know the names of these places anymore. And you say, you know what, we're going to use this place only to plant corn. I'm talking of agenda that people can feel the impact immediately. How on earth are we importing rice in that country? How on earth are we importing the things that we can plant? So I think if they can do things that people can feel immediately, then it can be like, you know what, the next thing is we're going to win some governorship. We've won some local governments. People have seen that impact. People have supported us. Because there's an example that my parents always give to me. When I think it was there was a military government that was in Nigeria where they said when they were sweeping the streets when it started, I think it's not Shagari, it's one of these. It was a military guy. The point of it is Nigerian people are willing to follow the law if the template is laid, if there is a leadership. And during that time, the way my parents said it, everybody obeyed everything. People obeyed the law. People, like, if you build your house, there were building codes in Nigeria where you can't build your house past a certain level. You understand? So this end-size movement, I think the follow-through needs to start from grassroots where they try to win small office and build it up. I don't like when Showore made his move and said he wants to become president. He just came out of president. Like, how will people back you to actually be able to win votes when people don't know you? You haven't come into people's house on the lower level. You understand? And I think that's really where it needs to start from.
And just to add to that, I think this connects to something that Kelechi said in the beginning about not just looking at the big picture, right? Why your vote matters. Why you have to go and vote on every election, not just for the president, but for the smallest level of, local government chairman. Then that person does what they need to do for your community. Other communities will see the impact in your community and say, hey, you know what? If this person runs for governor, I can back them because I've seen what they've done in their local government.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Boom, you take that same platform and you go governor, you go senator, you go president. This is the importance of voting. Not just to say, hey, well, if I vote, my vote doesn't count if I vote for the president. But yeah, your vote might not count for that person, but vote for the person that affects you directly, that impacts your everyday, the ones that make sure that the road is paved and laid down for you to at least be able to leave your house and get to work safely. These are the type of things that have all connectivity in different aspects. It's just, people just have to realize and see things on a bigger picture, not just focus on, who's at the top.
JJ, I'm going to ask you a question. The example that you gave, you said your parents said that there was a particular military regime where everybody was following working together basically. And I want to ask you this. So because you're saying that you think it starts at the lower level versus starting from the top. Now, do you think the people at the bottom would be as corrupt and asking for bribery and all these things if they saw those at the top not doing it? Do you think they would still? Because I think our problem in Nigeria is that the people below have seen what the people at the top are benefiting. And so it's like the one that is on top of me is eating way more than me. So this little thing that I'm asking is nothing. So it's like it's the one at the top is doing it. So me that's at the bottom, let me do it. Then that one who's below that one, they're trying to do it. I think it starts at the top. I don't think it starts at the bottom. If there's no corruption at the top, nobody is going to feel the need to do the same things. It's because people have seen, okay, this governor, their own children are going to school in this country and they're having these cars and they're having these houses. So me too, I want my own kids to, even if they can't go to school in in the US or UK. Let them go to school in Cyprus. Let them, it's like everybody's trying to do the same thing, but in a smaller, as much as they can.
So I agree with the premise that yes, the people underneath are looking above to say, let me get a bigger pay. But this is the reason why the fixing needs to start from the bottom. You know that accountability that we are saying is easy to be achieved at that point.
At the bottom, I was going to say the same thing. Local government chairman, I will go to his house and beat him.
You know the house of this local government chairman. You understand? It is easy to police. And that's the reason why I keep saying this thing. Like, and I know that, there is no politician that gets there that don't put something in their pocket. Mm-hmm. But the problem with Nigeria is they don't just put something in their pocket. They take the whole bank and the printing machine of the money and relocate it into their basement. You understand? I will give you an example. Like, Jesus Christ, I can remember this newspaper when I was in Nigeria, right after Abacha died. In Aso Rock, and you can quote me on this, 562 billion naira in cash was found in Aso Rock. It was on the front page of Tribune. Now, and I always share these statistics. Let me tell you something. I always share these statistics with people because I'm still positive about this till today. Kelechi, if you have 1 billion of any currency, naira, dollar, or anything, and you wake up every day and you are spending 50,000 of that currency, 50,000 naira every single day, you will spend it for 54 years and 8 months. And somebody stole 562 billion. You understand?
And that's still back when currency was
exactly
equated to the dollar. So
when it comes to fixing this thing, in all honesty, the way this NSAS could really work is we now need candidates at the local level, local government chairman, is this state councilor? I don't know, the way they call it in Nigeria and stuff like that. We need those. So guess what? When they mess up, we can vote them out easily. Like easily. We need, and we hope that the people we send there to go represent us, they don't turn on us after they get there, because that is what typically happens. They are now part of the big boys club, they taste that money one time. I was watching, was it Dino Malaye that said he bought McDonald's? Where did he get the money to buy McDonald's franchise from?
Send that money now.
Is that a question? Where did he get the money from?
That was there now.
Is it not that money? So I just pray this MSAS. I pray there's follow through. I pray it's not a fad. I pray, I pray like, because I look at, JJ,
the reason why I would say it's not a fad compared to America is that they have more to lose than people here. And I'm not saying that to be, not to be empathetic with the plight of, the African American or even us as Black people in America, because they don't see Nigerian in me before they see Black. But they have more to lose there, because they're not able to. Yes, I can go protest today in any street in Houston, but tomorrow I can go to work. Right. In Nigeria, I'm protesting and I'm waking up tomorrow again to go protest because I don't have a 9 to 5 to go to. I don't have something to do. So that level of frustration of realizing that, hey, this might be my only avenue to get a better life is so powerful right now that I don't see them throwing this away. And that is me being very optimistic. I'm hoping for the best, but I think that they realize that they have way more to lose by not fighting than, in America, where you can post and, do it for the gram and everything like that. But the next day you're, at work 9 to 5. When you get out, you go to a club, buy bottles and live life. They don't have that opportunity. So I don't see them throwing it away that easily.
All right, guys. So I get how passionate we are about SARS and all that, but remember, there literally is an election going on right now, and from the stuff I'm reading and seeing and watching, it is getting grim out there, fellas and lady. It is.
I didn't want to say nothing, but
It is
niggas
getting
is
late
talking.
early, and it's starting to look like, you know what, like it's not even self-preservation at this point. It's more like people just, they're so dedicated to racism that they're like, you know what, I don't care about my own well-being. I just want this dude in. Like, look at the state of the country on multiple fronts. The economy is shit. Over 200,000 people dead from a virus that we knew was coming and that he swore was a hoax. And you also factor in, like, there are literally kids being kept in cages, and yet look at what's going on in Florida. That the vote, it's still like something that is up for debate in Florida for who to vote for. And it's mind numbing. Like, there's an actual region, I think it's in North Carolina, where, like, a congressional seat where where an actual, like I don't, like, basically a Nazi has been elected. It's like someone that
Wow.
is so outwardly and brazenly racist just got elected. And it's gotten to the point, like, I mean, I don't want to point fingers, but it's like, to the people who say your vote doesn't matter, like, look at it right now. Do you really think that is the truth? That your vote, because if you're I'm going to keep coming back to this. If you think your vote doesn't matter, why have they tried so hard to
To
prevent you
block it.
from voting, to discredit your vote, and just, like, outward, like, direct intimidation to prevent you from voting? And I at one point I wanted us to actually discuss, like, various methods of voter suppression, but at this point it's like, what's even the point when people are saying, you know what, forget all the things that they're trying to do to prevent us from doing it. It doesn't matter anyway. Why should I even care? And I don't know if it's a matter of them convincing us this way, which actually makes sense. Like, they've managed to convince us that, you know what, your vote, like, instead of stopping you from voting, like, outwardly, they can just convince you to stay home.
Yeah.
And you know what, these are lesser of two evils. And I'm sorry, Kelechi, it looks like you have something to say.
No, I was going to say the sad part about all this is the people who push that propaganda is always minorities. That's the actual sad part. You know, there's you hear it more with Black people saying, well, your vote doesn't matter. But your average white person, as soon as they are of legal age to vote, they don't care. They are going out there to vote. They're like, it's a thing for them to do. And then you know, us minorities that are actually feeling this more than your average white person, we're out here telling each other, no, your vote doesn't matter. And we're the ones that are feeling it more. It's disgusting and it's pathetic. And to have rich Black people on certain platforms come out and say, I'm
Oh
voting
my
this
God.
way because of
Who-
taxes. Really? Because because you were able to get to that stage, that's why you're now going to come out.
Oh,
So what
please.
about your family? Because all your family, everybody in your family isn't a millionaire. You have family members who probably lost jobs during COVID. But because you have a show that everybody watches, which I personally don't watch, you're going to
Money and religion.
just to throw it out there.
You're
I don't watch
talking
and I don't support.
You're talking of Ice Cube.
Ice Cube,
Money,
no,
money and
25 cents.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, it's a whole bunch of them. It's not just those two. It's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of them.
Yeah. So to
money
me,
money and religion will always supersede principle.
But-
That's the issue with this society.
and I understand that, but the reason why white people are voting the way they do, they benefit from it. They're not the ones that the police are killing. They're not the ones, according to the news, that COVID is killing in large numbers. The reason why it's affecting the Black and Hispanic community the most is because of a lack of healthcare. Then the hospitals that you have in these neighborhoods aren't even as good. So we're actually the ones that are facing, we're dealing with the brunt of it. But then you also want to come out and tell people not to vote? Really?
So if I
Uh-huh.
might say something, right? There's always this saying out there that the American electorate is the most ignorant electorate. In terms of how connected they are to things going on.
Mhm.
And I know this might be a little bit late to tell anybody why their vote matters. I think it was on an episode of John Oliver last week tonight, about 2 years ago. And me actually just learning how intricate and how matters this vote goes. Do where, for example, let's take, because we're Black people, let's take a very good example, which is incarceration of Black men and things like that. Uh, Many people don't know that it's the district attorney, the DA, that actually recommends to the judge, am I sending this person to jail over this marijuana possession, and things like that. And literally, there are states that the DA have not changed for 20 years. That the DA have ran for that office unopposed for 20 years. Like no context. And fixing something as simple as, let me get somebody that looks like me or that cares about the things about me, into that position could be the difference between me going to jail for marijuana possession or me walking home and there to be no charge against me. You understand? And I don't know how we're gonna do it to let people understand, because at the end of the day, I never went to like primary school and high school, so I don't know how much civics is taught to people as they were growing
They
up.
stopped teaching
You
it.
understand? But it seems like even immigrants know more about American politics than Americans themselves to know about the way this thing works. You understand? Where if you understand, like, if you can change the DA in Union County right there in New Jersey or in Irvington, in Bergen County, it could be the
JJ, wait,
difference
sorry.
between.
I don't mean to cut you off, but
Yeah, go ahead.
just projection now. Democrats now have control of the House.
Oh, they
Which
won
we
the
already
House.
had.
Yeah, like
But they kept
they kept
it.
by 19 seats. Like
Okay, is
Oh,
this
wow.
is the Senate that will
yeah,
that we that will.
the Senate is. We're supposed to be.
The
We
Senate
needed
is
4.
close.
We needed 4 to gain majority in the Senate.
The
We
Senate.
flipped
Okay.
Colorado, but then the Republicans flipped Alabama. So it was
So
down to 3
that
and then
seat
back to
that
4.
that seat that what's the name of that guy that was sleeping with youngest or that I was contesting for before, right?
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
even Sessions was there before, and then
Yeah, Sessions used to hold that seat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the funny thing is, the new senator there used to be a college football coach.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Yes, a college Tommy Tuberville.
Don't tell me there's a molestation situation going on there.
I don't know what I think I don't want to say it's worse, but a college football coach, and he wasn't even a successful one.
Is he as worse as Ohio State with what's the name of that guy? What's the name of this other guy on the Judiciary Committee that was a coach on Ohio State? You know him, Jordans.
I just know Tommy Tuberville. He's known in Alabama. I don't know if it was liked, but apparently they just wanted another Trumper there because he went full bore for Trump. So, all right. Sorry for cutting you off. Continue. It's just something that just.
Oh yeah, Jim Jordan.
That beamed across the screen.
He used to be on the Ohio thing. He has his own scandal with the resident thing right there. And yes.
The crazy thing is, like, right now, Trump is leading on the popular votes.
Yes, he's leading by 3%.
But yeah, on the popular vote. That's crazy. So this thing can go either way. It could be a whole flip. Like, he might win popular votes and lose the electoral college, or at this rate, he could win.
And guess what?
If he wins both, there's no arguing.
Now, there is an hypothetical, right? If he wins popular vote and lose the election, oh my God, the tantrum that will happen tonight.
Right.
The Republicans will change the electoral college tomorrow. I promise you that.
The tantrum that will happen tonight,
if
Oh
he
my
wins the
God.
popular votes and lose electoral, the Republicans will change it the next session. I promise you that. There's no way around it. But it's still early. We're still missing out on a lot of states. There's still what 354 electoral votes remaining.
I mean, I'm so I look at it this way: the places that are actual battleground states, like the states that are up for that are up for grabs, like the Ohio's, the Pennsylvanias, the Michigan,
Pennsylvania.
those ones are looking like they're going to Trump.
They're going Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw Pennsylvania flashed up the screen right now. Like
And
He's winning all the he's winning all the battleground states. So
same thing with Michigan.
honestly, this thing is even Vegas is changing their odds. And you know, if Vegas changed their odds, they know something.
Yeah, because they know
So,
like what it has to get to for them to reach that magic number.
yeah, and it's still close, but I don't know.
Well, remember, so for those who are watching us, right? Myself told you and my wife, we had a situation 4 years ago.
Dude, why are you calling it a situation? That sounds suspect as hell. Like,
well, yeah, could be in the. I mean, I hope you get out.
Don't call it a situation. Damn,
It was
you got me looking like August Alsina out here, man.
Entanglement.
It was an election night situation where we all watched it together, and it's probably the saddest day of my life in terms of American politics, where I woke up 4 a.m. and I was still waiting for election results somewhere in my head. Maybe there's some states that they miscounted, that went Clinton, and they now say, hey, Trump is not the. So emotionally, this year I'm not in it. To be very honest, I've been preparing for another 4 years, for about a year or 2 years ago now, because deep down, I know people are very greedy in this country. I know people think about themselves. I know they're not thinking about their kids' future. Even some immigrants that I spoke to recently talking about God is using Trump. And I have to ask, do you even think about the America that your daughter and your son is going to live in? So personally, I'm hoping Biden wins. I'm really hoping that.
Trump
But
got Louisiana.
Yeah, if he doesn't, it just confirms what I've known before. It is what it is.
Yo, they're showing Ohio right now, bruh.
Bro.
Okay, and another thing, Lindsey Graham won re-election.
That's crazy.
That's actually one thing that I don't mind.
That's crazy.
I would love Lindsey Graham just to lose. I think that would have brought me.
Do you know how crazy that was? This guy was on like Fox and Friends begging for money every day. Really? He was out spent in ads and everything like that, but he still won. That tells you everything you need to know. Wow. These people, like, you spend all the money you want to spend, they already know who they're going to vote for.
That's true.
That's why I don't understand why they do all this political ads and everything like that. Sometimes it makes absolutely no difference. These people know who they're going to vote for. I don't know, man. This election is not looking the way people thought. Just from what we see right now, definitely not looking the way people thought.
But then they said early voting is typically counted last compared to
the ballots.
I wouldn't say early voting is the mail-in ballots. As long as your mail-in ballot is postmarked by today, again, it also depends on your state. But most of them, as long as it's postmarked by today, it should be counted. Like, it should be valid. But then it's also like, if there are 20,000 outstanding votes and someone is leading by 50,000, there's no need to count those remaining. There's no need to count the remaining votes. So,
but then early voting in this year was a whole lot more, though. Like, Texas already have 9 million.
And look at what's happening in Texas right now.
Or maybe more racist people just came out to vote this time around.
Remember, that's what we said at the beginning. Like, the people who are more likely to vote Democrat were the ones voting early because the Trump had told his people not to trust
So,
early voting, not to trust mail-in votes. So they're more likely to
so
come
can,
and vote in person.
so can I
Yeah.
give you another side?
I'll,
Right?
hold on,
Could it
JJ.
be
I'm sorry. Like the
right?
numbers that just came in right now is showing Trump having such a crazy lead on
Yeah,
the popular votes
it's
that it's it just
it's
makes you want
fire
to
right
say this
now.
thing is over. Yeah, because
Mhm.
he got a crazy lead.
Yeah, it's,
Man,
of course he
That
won
just
Utah.
that just means Spy is going to 3,500 tomorrow if Trump is to win. So I guess that would be
Okay,
my
so yeah,
prediction.
so that's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So when it comes to the stock market, not the economy, the stock market, and it comes to like investing in stuff that I don't want to say it's born out of crisis, but it's like making money while a lot of people suffer.
Mm.
Like, does that pose like an ethical dilemma for you people, or is it something where it's just like you're making the best of a bad situation? Like, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have projections based on if either person wins, but then it's also a matter of like, I don't know, because okay, look, let's take the corona situation for instance. There was an active delay of declaring it a state of emergency because there were members of Congress, or whether the Senate or the House, the people in charge of deciding whether we're going to declare a state of emergency, actually wanted to divest from certain stocks before their values dropped due to such a state of emergency. So it's like, are those the only people that we have to worry about, where it's like they have to worry about optics because they are the ones that stand to benefit from their own actions? But then us as private citizens, is like, do you have any kind of hesitation in profiting from something like this right now?
I don't.
no, I don't, because at the end of the day, somebody's gonna profit from it. So why not me? If you
I
understand,
don't.
Somebody
I
gonna
will,
make
I,
this
will- I
money.
will,
Why
I
not
will
you?
profit from it, then use the money to back the causes that I believe in.
no,
That is
this
very idealistic, but how often does that actually
this
happen?
this but this is it though, right? Like we understand, like if you're in the stock market, that means that you have to understand the game. And if you understand the
Absolutely.
game, you know that somebody has to win and somebody has to lose.
Yeah. There you go.
Whenever you're playing a game, you gotta be on the mindset that hey, I'm in it to win it. So if you understand how the market is and you know that hey, this guy has been saying all this or he does this or this is how he moves, the first thing I can do when I wake up in the morning and I'm going in, go on Webull, get that early 4 a.m., 3 a.m. Play in and cash
Penny
out when I
trading.
can cash out. Somebody has to win. So if I know they're gonna make money off it, why am I, dulling myself for some, ethical or some type of moral dilemma, and which I don't see.
So
People just like
you don't see it as any kind of, so
no, because think about it, right? In anything, there has to be a winner and a loser. Even if you don't intentionally do something for somebody to get hurt, your action in some way or not is going to hurt somebody else. If I say, hey, you know what? There's a job that I want to apply for or whatever case like that, and I get the job, that means somebody else didn't get the job and they probably don't have the opportunity
no,
to
but that's
feed their
different.
family. So am
No,
I
but
to say
that's
how's that so? Because some people
that's
look at the stock
different.
market as their job. Some
No,
people
that's
they're
different,
not to told you, some people's 9 to 5 is the stock market.
right? Yes. So,
Exactly.
but then
So
the thing is, there's nothing that prevents you getting a job and two people entering the stock market is different because only one person can be accepted. There's a limit there's limited space in that job. The stock market, there's no limit to the number of people that can enter.
there is a
No,
limit to
there's no limit to the number of people that can enter.
there's not a limit to the number of people that can enter,
Right.
but there's a limit to when you take profit. which we all know we have our stop
Yeah,
loss
but,
or our
so then that
trailing
means
loss. So that means that
everyone has equal opportunity in the stock market. But what you're saying, you can't.
so does everybody have
But
so
no,
does
you do
everybody
not
have
have
the
equal
equal
opportunity to it, because if there's a stock
how not
available,
so?
if there's a stock available for purchase right now,
Hmm.
the only thing that is separating us from buying it is want to. That is it.
No, it's money.
Yes,
Do we
if
have the resource to buy the stock?
that's why you only, if you don't have $1,000 in your account, you will not look at $1,000 stock. If we're looking at
Mhm.
jobs, is the person that's hiring, not the other person that's stopping you from getting the job.
Yeah, but
You
that's
can't say because you got, unless you had an unfair advantage, you cannot say that I'm preventing you from getting the job because I got the job.
okay. Then let me understand which unfair advantage are you speaking of? Because I understand the perspective of the Congress people that held off on saying, this is a pandemic so they could offload some stocks. Or are you talking about us everyday people that realize that, hey,
I'm not.
if Trump
See,
is going
I
to
wasn't. So I wasn't saying those two were equal. I was giving an example of, this is an example of someone profiting off of a mess they made. Then do you have any reservations profiting off of this mess, even though you're not the one who made it? I'm not saying they're the same thing. I'm just saying, do you have any reservations for it?
No.
If you don't,
If I'm
you
not the
don't.
one that,
That's
if I'm not
entirely
the
up to
one that,
you.
if I'm not the one that made the mess, and I
Okay.
see an
So would
opportunity in
you?
there for me, I don't
So would you have
see
any?
an
Would you
issue.
have any issue investing in a company that provides riot gear for police?
If it goes against my morals, I can
No.
say, hey,
I've given you
I'd
the
rather.
instance. So does it go against your morals?
No, but those are two different things, though, right? Me seeing an opportunity and profiting from it, than me choosing that, hey, I know that I can make money here, but it goes against what I believe. I can choose not to make that money and put that money somewhere else. I have that option.
So now you see what I'm saying. The only thing preventing you, other obviously than price, is the want to. That's the only thing that's stopping you from getting into a stock. So
Okay.
now you see where I'm coming from. So it's like,
I could get that.
yeah. So but I'm not. I can't decide on what is moral to someone else. I can't decide on what is a good decision to someone else. That's why I'm asking. Do you have any reservations when it comes to something like that? That's all I want to know.
I guess it depends on the, like I said, if I'm the one that caused it, yes, maybe I shouldn't profit off it. But if it's something that's caused by somebody else and I see an opportunity, yes, I can go in there and make some extra change.
Well,
You're shaking your head.
No, because Trump just got Missouri, so.
Oh shit, he did.
Yeah.
Yep, that's that. I'm calling it.
Yeah, I mean, it's so now, even by MSNBC, Trump now has the lead. Think about that for a second.
102.90.
So it's
CNN is dulling.
I really don't know what to say at this point. It's,
bro.
Let's be hopeful and just wait.
So okay, so you know what? Let me lighten
my
the
issue
mood.
is
Wait, hold on.
mathematically this thing is looking bad. Mathematically,
Let me lighten the mood for you guys real quick. So how do you feel about Kim Kardashian's husband? I don't say his name. How do you feel about Kim Kardashian's husband being on the ballot or trying to get on the ballot?
Isn't he a write-in ballot? Like a write-in name?
He's writing on the general, but in certain states he was on the ballot. And he's saying that, it's a matter of him doing what God sent him to do or something.
I know. I don't know, man. I don't like speaking about what God and somebody's personal thing is, but I'm just saying the optics don't look right to me. I'll just leave it at that.
But let's also remember he's bipolar. So.
But see, that's I don't like that they're using that because it paints other bipolar people as these unreasonable people who aren't like aware of what, because he never acknowledges it until he gets in trouble.
Yeah.
And then it's this crutch. There's like, oh no, but yeah, if you're bipolar, then do you know the steps you have to go through before you register to become a presidential candidate?
Hold on.
It's the same thing.
Biden is back up.
Please don't. What state did he get? What state did he get? Because
Illinois, I think. Was it Illinois?
I'm telling you guys, keep hope alive.
yeah, he has been leading Illinois throughout, but I don't know if he's officially gotten it yet.
I think yeah, they officially gave it to him.
Okay, they officially gave it to him. So I mean, I don't know. At this point, it's yeah. So now that we
But you see, but
Go
my
on.
thing, just going back to what you're saying, like I don't like when people use mental illness as a crutch when something is wrong. Like even when things is right, please say that yes, you know what, I am a person that's dealing with this mental illness and I'm able to, still do the right things and still going down this path. Yes, I have my moments. You acknowledge it when things are going good and you acknowledge it when things are going bad. But when you only acknowledge it when things are going bad, I feel like you're using it as an excuse to negate your bad behavior. Like somebody like Kanye West, if you're as influential as you are, or you have this much influence on people, like you can say, hey, you know what, guys, I want you guys to go out, do your research, and vote for the person that you believe will give you the best outcome that you're looking for. But for you to be telling people that that maybe in their 18, just this is their first time to vote, don't really know much, and you tell them to go vote for you based off what, that they like your music or they like your clothing line, and then you take those votes away from them doing their research and voting for people that are more in line with what will benefit them or benefit their family. I have an issue with that. And I'm not saying that independent can't come out and run. I'm just saying that, hey, if he came out and he ran on some type of policies, like Kelechi says, run on some type of things that you want to do for the community that is going to be beneficial. But this guy came out speaking rubbish, talking about slavery was a choice. Harriet Tubman didn't do nothing. This, like, talking that nonsense. Like, what the fuck are you saying?
All right. So according to that, so in your estimation, whose job is it to educate these new voters, these young kids? Is it something that, because I don't want to leave it up to the schools, because if you consider what they're being taught in the South, bruh, there's so much whitewashed history. Like, just imagine what they would now be getting taught if you're leaving like that sort of that onus onto school teachers, teaching them, especially when the school teachers themselves don't know a lot either.
And I don't think it's the school. I think it's self. But for it to be self, we have to preach, hey, it's important for you to go out and do your research. It's important for you to, like when you're buying a car, you just don't hop in any car. You want to get the Carfax. You want to get these people's resumes, stuff like that. I think there just has to be a better way for people to vote than the current system we have now. Because even when you go to vote, like when I went to vote, they gave me a list of almost how many people. Half of the people I didn't even know who they were, and the ones. So they're unfortunately for me to say this on live, is that the ones that I really couldn't pinpoint who they were, I kind of had to say, hey, you know what? I don't know what this position is. I might have to just leave this one. And then there were some that I did know of, and I did my research, and they weren't in the same party that I would normally vote for. But because I did my research and I know what they stand on, I'm able to say, yeah, you know what? Even though this isn't the normal party lines, I can vote for this person. And that's what my own belief is. Like, yes, you might have a particular party that you align with, but if somebody else comes in and say, hey, this, that, like, I think there was like 3 people in the Green Party that I voted for because I did my research and I believe I liked what what they stood for, and hopefully if they're able to implement their ideas, is going to make the school district better.
All right, Kelechi, some of the people in the comments are saying they haven't heard anything from you lately. Like, I guess they're feeling your words and they feel like you're being underrepresented. So how do you feel about anything we discussed, whether it's about celebrities having undue influence on elections, not just as, I can understand if they're campaigning, but like actually putting yourself in the race, and then whose responsibility is it to educate young or new first-time voters on what the process is like?
I think I actually think it should be a combination of from school, just as, I didn't go to high school here, so I don't know like the classes that they do, if they have like civics classes or whatever, just to know what your duties are as an American citizen. I think it's a combination of schools, and I think it's also homes. I think it's important in the homes for parents to push their children and let their children know the importance. That's, these are parts of the things that makes you an upstanding citizen. The same way they'll tell you, when you're driving, try and not get tickets and all these different things. I think voting is something that they should discuss. Now, when it comes to celebrities, my personal opinion, right? I feel like whenever you have a platform, you should try to use your platform not just to make money, but for good as well. And maybe I'm too idealistic when I think about things, but especially Black people, right, who have platforms. To me, knowing the things that we go through in this country as Black people, I feel like you need to be very careful when it comes to politics, the things that you say. So someone like Kanye West, for example, that's why all I said was that he's bipolar, because I'm not taking anything he says seriously. If you want to go out there and not say things properly and make comments that have no head or tail, that's how I'm going to take you. I'm not going to take you like somebody that's actually making sense. I think we need more Black people who have platforms to come out and encourage young Black people to vote, because it seems like this is something that a lot of young Black people don't really know the importance of, whereas, and maybe I'm just guessing, I feel like more white people know that this is something important that they have to do. So I think more Black people, more Black celebrities come out and talk about it. It's not just about what designer you're wearing or, going on private. That's not the only thing that you need to be talking about. You know that as a people, there are certain things that we're behind. We are behind as a people in this country. Once you get there, it's not for you to forget where you came from, forget the issues that your people are facing. You need to come out and say something. And then if for those who don't want to say anything, then don't be Kanye West and come out and start saying stupid things. Just don't say, keep your mouth shut. That's my 2 cents.
Fire. It's getting hot. It's the states are rolling in whatever they're saying, whatever they're doing, and I'm just
I think did Trump just get another state?
He got Nebraska.
Well, Nebraska was gonna go to him.
He's gonna get it straight down the middle.
I'm focused on that Wisconsin, to Texas, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Those are the 3 states that I'm looking at. But to just piggyback on what Kelechi is saying. As much as I love America, one of the things I do not like about America is the celebrity culture. Kanye West will say any stupid thing because he's been rewarded with money. It's not the first time, it's like he thinks, okay, what's the craziest next thing I could say? And he knows that, people will still reward him with money. They're still gonna, the capitalist part of the country, the me part, the is just about me part, and that's the sad thing, that's the sad thing. When it comes to, and when you guys were talking about who teaches the new voters, people's policy, wow, people's policy and people's position. This is one of the bad thing about the influence of money in politics, right? There's no retail politics anymore. That door to door, I'm going to knock on your door. I'm going to tell you about what my position is, so you could vote for me. And, Ace mentioned Super PAC early on. Everybody just want to run the craziest ad calling their opponent a demon. And, they've already,
Right.
and, it goes, and Toji kind of mentioned it, which is a whole another topic on its own, is I wish every American citizen that can vote understand what is called gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is when the party is in charge redraws the district map. So normally you're supposed to pick the person you want to vote for, but they redrew the map in such a way that they pick the people that will be voting for them. You understand? I mean, maybe Told you can help us to look for the craziest gerrymandering picture of a district where they will draw it in such a way that if S is living on this side of the street and I'm living on this side of the street, we will be in two different districts. And maybe someone that is living to the right side of Ace will be in the same district as myself. And somebody living on to my left side will be in Ace's district. You understand? Where, if you want to talk about election being rigged, actually gerrymandering is election being rigged because it is done in such a way that nobody cares about the education of a new voter anymore. Nobody cares about, okay, you know what, we need to educate people so they can know about the policies because they've already picked who is going to vote for them. They already knew. There was actually, and I forgot what part of the country that is, there was a place where only one house is in a district. One house. Just one house, yeah. In this country. Only one house. They drew it so perfect that as long as the people in that house voted for that person becomes a congressman. Yes. And those are the things that needs to be known. Like understanding, like, gerrymandering is like the king of voter suppression. They drew one in Houston where every black person, they drew it in such a way that all the black people can only vote for one person. Because they mapped it out that all the areas that the black people were living only fell under one. I think it was in Dallas, maybe not Houston, because Houston is a bit more diverse. You understand? And those are the things that people need to learn about that will change the way we vote, the way we select the people that we vote for.
So you guys, so they're going to be calling some, well, they won't necessarily be calling the states, but a lot of the states on the West Coast will be, the polls will be closing in like
3
5
minutes.
minutes. So it's about to be very hectic. It's about to be very anxiety inducing. It's whatever you think you know, you don't really know. And
shit.
I'm just happy I have a lot of alcohol with me right now because this is.
You drinking the soft thing, man. It looks like
man,
you're going.
I still have to go
with the way I see things going right now. I might have to bring out that hard liquor because Georgia, Florida, and Pennsylvania are all about to drop, and it's not looking good.
Bruh.
All right, so my wife is going through it right now, by the way, people.
I mean, we all are, man.
This is the most I've seen she typically don't watch his TV except for our shows, but she's every single time they show a picture of Trump, she's punching the TV. So we're going through that right now.
the thing that shocked me the most is literally I knew the electoral college can go either way, but just looking at the popular votes, man, that is really shocking.
I mean, when California comes in, it will make for a bunch of that popular vote, though. You don't think?
Nah, bro. Not at what I'm seeing, man.
How many
What is the
million?
population? What is the
in that?
population of the California?
California is the most populous state.
Yeah, but what
I don't
was
know
the
the numbers.
population?
But typically, they break a lot towards Democrats. So
Yeah, they do, but still, at the current rate like this, I don't know.
Of course, Trump got Mississippi.
Of course.
Like, is that? Why did we even wait for that? So I've just written that in before. And Wyoming. Oh, okay. That's
in Wyoming too.
Yeah. Damn.
I know that's the funny thing about Democrats, right? Democrats have to present the perfect candidates because, and I'm just thinking of it right now. Of course, Obama can't run again, but I would take one notch below Obama, just to. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't. Okay. I like. Because this is tough. If Biden is to win, it would be very close, very very squeaky, like very close.
So the Senate race in Georgia is going to a runoff with Warnock.
Just to point out the Senate race in South Carolina, the Democrat, Lindsey Graham won it, but the Democrat that was running against him raised the most money ever, even against a presidential campaign, and he still lost.
Bruh,
and he still lost.
They said I'm sighing too much. It's it's adding to the but I'm just trying. That's the only commentary I have, man.
How is Ohio breaking though? How is Ohio breaking right now?
Do you want the good news? Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Nah, bro. Just let that one go, bro.
The bad news is what you expected, basically.
Yeah.
All the eastern states are all breaking red.
No,
Virginia just broke red.
Yeah, Virginia,
which is typically, I think, it's always a red state, not a toss-up.
Yeah, the bottom of Virginia is the top of the South. So
yeah,
so
that.
They might be in the DMV, but nah, bro. Yeah. Virginia is Southish.
Yeah, very. Once you pass Richmond, you're
exactly.
You're in the South. Just forget it.
It is and
yeah.
So I shit. Okay. So California, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington, the polls are about to close in 2 seconds. And I guess we'll start getting polling information.
Projections.
Yeah.
Well, while those are coming in, I'm gonna get dinner.
Oh, they just gave Biden California and Oregon straight up.
Oh, nice.
And Washington. Baby. Oh wow. All the
they give them all three.
Yeah.
The whole of West Coast. We should get the whole of West Coast. That's good. Yeah, it is nothing. You're right, babe. You're right. It's
but
nothing.
Hold on. There's no numbers. They just gave it to.
No, because so it's 192 to 114 according to MSNBC. But remember, JJ, remember 4 years ago, this is what we were.
I remember we were here. We were in the same place 4 years ago. But it's like
Hillary got all those places too.
She got all those places, and then Ohio got announced. PA got announced.
Texas
got announced.
Yo, PA is not even close anymore. PA and Ohio are not even close. PA, Ohio, Michigan. What? See? See? You know what? If all Biden had to say was Trump was going to take away their hookah, Georgia would have come out because this is nonsense. I don't
Man,
see them. All they know is hookah and strip club.
this
When it's time to go and
doesn't.
vote now, they'll be doing smash.
You think they're the ones voting in Georgia? They're not the ones voting.
Oh my God, it's
Even Rhode Island is a close one.
where are our people in Rhode Island? We need people on the street.
I know, right? Where's our Rhode Island people?
Where's the whole Rhode Island? Where are
Rhode
they?
Island went to Trump.
No, it's still close.
It's too close to call. They're really like the difference is like what 4,000.
I mean, but then you know, Rhode Island
Bruh.
have all those rich white people also though. So I won't be shocked.
Damn. This was really leading the popular vote by almost 4 million?
Racists came out to vote.
Bruh. And they say your vote doesn't matter. Look, if the oh my
I know that I will sleep well tonight, so that's the good thing.
bro, I'm about to start mixing, man. This
I don't know why Arizona and Nevada hasn't come in yet.
Now,
by the way.
Arizona, Biden is leading Arizona, but you know they don't want to call it too early because there's still certain counties that are.
SPX 3500 call for tomorrow.
See this one? He's already. Kelechi, can you see what I'm talking about now? This one is already thinking about dipping into the stock market because of the effects of. Oh my God.
You guys will be surprised who may come out the winner. That's all I'm
SPX
gonna say.
3500 call if Trump wins. Trust me.
Are you hearing that?
Told you last class I will make money now. I'm going to put a call or a put, or maybe
Either
do
way.
both and take the margin.
Trump is leading PA by 15%.
Yeah, 56.8 to 41.5. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, PA is going, man.
You know, Pennsylvania as a state, the only liberal part of Pennsylvania is Philadelphia.
Yes.
Every other part,
That's very
Scranton, Allentown,
Yep.
all those corridors, you know, left to the right, they are closer to Ohio, they are closest to West Virginia, Kentucky down on the side, you know, literally. So,
That's
you know,
true.
when I was working in Ohio, literally once you drive out of PA, it's the gateway to all the racist states that is in the middle. So I'm not shocked. You call foul.
Now, so so even though there's such a big lead in PA, Michigan, Wisconsin, is the difference in their votes is small compared to the remaining votes left. So they can't call it anytime soon.
Yeah, so you do me a favor. Let's say the states that Trump is leading right now, PA. So that gives them 20. That puts them at what? 134.
34.
Ohio gives them another 18.
Is that 152?
Florida gives them 29. That's it. All he needs is PA, Ohio, Florida,
Michigan,
and Georgia.
See, no, but he still needs to get to 270.
But all he has to do is just hold on to all the.
Yeah, but that's why those ones are called battleground states, because they know the ones he's definitely. And these are not looking like battlegrounds anymore, bro.
At all.
It can't be a battleground if there's no battle. If it's just a slaughter.
Win Wisconsin for the second year in a row. That's an issue.
No, I think
that's a big issue.
No, I think they might be. Wisconsin is still close though. Well, no,
Arizona,
Wisconsin
gets it. If he gets 11 for Arizona, so let's say Biden gets Arizona, that puts him up.
Michigan, you guys know try.
And Iowa. Where's Iowa?
I need to call my cousin in Wisconsin.
There's only 6 points.
Yo, you guys hold this down. I'm going to get another drink because this is troubling my spirits. I'll be right back. I don't know what you guys want.
This is interesting. I mean, it's just funny. These people that are saying Texas is gonna flip, Texas is gonna flip.
So for
I
where?
think that's one of the biggest pipe dreams. I've only been this side of town for a few, but God Almighty,
Texas not flipping.
I haven't seen a state this red, like super red.
Oh man. No, like let you say, just gotta keep the faith.
Uh, hey, there's no faith for me to keep. I'm not gonna be disappointed for anything. That's the thing. Is oh, so Nebraska is actually what do you call it? Partial electoral votes. It's not.
Nebraska, yeah, it's not a take all win all.
It's not a winner take all.
Yeah, it's not a winner take all.
Hmm. How many How many votes do they have? Three.
Nebraska has six, 5 or 6, one of the two.
Every place that are too early to call, Trump is leading.
Yeah.
Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin.
Then Biden didn't get any state that he needs besides Arizona.
But that's not enough. It
Iowa.
means I
That's not
one more plus one more. I think it definitely needs Michigan or Wisconsin now.
North Carolina is still close though.
Pennsylvania. Hmm. Those car uh, those Carolinas are racist, so I don't see him getting North Carolina.
Yeah, JJ guys, I'll be right back.
No doubt, no doubt.
Did the world end while I was gone?
No, our racist people just came out to vote.
It's. I mean, I just
Why is Kelechi? They asking you why are you so quiet?
see.
Are you
Everybody wants to hear
praying?
from you. They're tired of hearing from the guys. You
Who's
guys are too negative.
who's asking me why am I so? No, but you guys, I can't see the live results.
Exactly.
I'm not seeing the live results, so I'm yeah. There's nothing much for me to. People just want me to just be talking to myself.
No, what is on your mind? You know what? Let's take a short break from the election itself. What is on your mind?
This is Don Lemon and friends.
What matters to Kelechi right now?
Wow, is this really what everybody wants to talk
Yes.
about?
Yes, let's go there. I mean, PA is already fucking up, so I mean, why not? Let's see. How are you doing?
Today, how much have you had to drink?
Let's not worry about that. let's not worry about that. Okay. Where everybody's coping best way they can, and
True.
some might involve alcohol, but but yes, how is Kelechi doing? How are you holding up?
I'm you know what? I'm hopeful.
Still?
I'm hopeful. Yes, I'm hopeful. I don't know if maybe I'm sometimes I can be blindly optimistic according to the Myers-Briggs personality quiz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. What are you, INFP?
I don't know the actual.
I don't know. I thought I made that up. I just threw 4 letters together. I'm not sure. Sorry.
No, but my description says sometimes I can be idealistic, and I do see that, but I'm hopeful. I really am. I'm a firm believer on, it's not over until it's over. So until everything has come in, and
So you believe
we
there are more
still
good people than racists?
no, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
First of all, if we're going to talk about human beings, right? I'm not one of those people who believes that we're innately good. I don't believe humans are innately good, but I think that's No, I don't.
Oh,
No, I don't.
let's touch on that real quick. Why? You think we're all just evil, huh? Our default setting is evil?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Do you care to expand on that at all?
Because it's easier to do bad things than it is to do good. You have to make an effort to do good.
Hmm.
Like it's very
Please,
easy.
can you tell that person no commentary, please? No, there's no studio audience, please.
Studio audience, you can leave the room.
There's no studio audience, please. So you said
But yeah.
it's easier to do bad than to do good.
Yes, I believe that. And I think sometimes we think because we were raised a certain way, there's a reason why we don't do certain things. It has to do with your upbringing. If you are raised in a home where you're told this is bad and this is bad and this is bad, that's why children are like sponges. Whatever they're told, they absorb. If you don't do that to a child, most times children are not going to have boundaries. That's why there's a clear difference between children who are raised in homes with boundaries and with respect, and they're told what they can and can't do, and children who don't. So no, we're not innately good. I know that's my personal belief. I know lots of people like to think, oh, that's our nature. It's not our nature.
I'm one of those. I think we're.
Are we still getting commentary from the studio audience? Is that what's happening right now?
No, it was just feedback from my connection.
What?
I've edited it.
Okay.
I actually agree with some of the things you said though.
What part do you agree with? What part do you disagree
The fact that in the core of who we are as human is selfish. We think about ourselves before we think about any other person.
Yep.
It just, when I made a joke earlier that when you have a baby born in Nigeria, they have greed and corruption in their DNA. You think I'm joking? No, it's not. It's not. It's just the reality. And not to be all biblical, there's a whole bunch of Bible verses that says, yes, well, I want to do good, but guess what? I find myself doing bad over and over again. You understand? So that is who we are as humans. It takes a concerted effort to actually be good, to consistently being good. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of, and she said it, if there were kids with no boundaries, their default mode is probably just going to be bad immediately. Whatever they see as right, whatever brings them satisfaction, because too many times the things that are good don't bring us joy and satisfaction. It doesn't placate us to make us feel good. You understand?
I mean,
but those things that are, well, those things that are, I don't want to say flesh because that would be biblical, but those things that are considered bad, we just seems to gravitate to them much more easily.
Right.
You understand? Take an extra meat out of the pot. You just gravitate. That just comes to you.
Why was that the first place your mind went to? Meat.
I'm just saying, it's the honest truth. You understand?
Do you need to talk to your wife?
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Don't report me.
No, but that's a good example because it's showing that it's as simple as something like that. It's as simple as taking something that you shouldn't take.
That you shouldn't take.
Yes.
You go to that much more easily. So to relate that to the people that are voting, it's easier to say, what, that person is black, they don't look like me, they are the one that came to steal my job. The job that you're not even educated for to take to begin with. You understand? Which is another discussion on its own. You understand? So funny enough, it's easy for people to come, like Obama said, cling to their guns and a religion. You understand? And vote for the guy that make them feel good, that make them say, your color matters. Like, it is those people that are causing you problem, that are giving you headache. You understand? So I'm not. If you're watching CNN, you look at the picture of Pennsylvania, the breakdown of Pennsylvania. Like, no, I'm not sure that it is very red like that. I'm not sure.
No, you're red, though. Pennsylvania red, budget.
Did you see it? Did you see? Did you see?
Ored budget. Or
So you
red.
just have in the middle.
Yeah, just one
Exactly.
blue. It's just two crips in the middle. That's it.
I'm blue in the middle. So, and you and I, if you remember, we've actually had conversations about at the end of the day, why? And it's not that there's more of them. It's just that they live so scattered away from each other and they covered more ground. And I wish more of us could decide to move into these so-called hostile territories, which is another conversation.
So that they will have an accident and on your property, and next thing little Tomisin is missing.
Well, but
And-
then guess what? We will be winning 50 or 59 electoral colleges from California, and yet things won't change because we typically live on coastal cities, right? We live on
Mhm.
coastal cities, which is much more forward, which I get, but until we
Yeah,
choose
because
to,
we're not welcome anywhere else. That
Well-
it's chicken and egg. You're talking about the chicken. Meanwhile, it's the egg where it's like they
I agree
made
with
it so
you.
that it's not feasible for us to live anywhere else.
I know because, for example, we need to live close to public transportation because at the end of the day, we don't make enough money to be able to buy our own car
Yes.
and be able to. I know all these things, like,
Mhm.
but
But I will say this, Gigi, a lot of immigrants that live in the Midwest, right, especially African people, vote Republican.
Hmm.
It's not about living in their areas because it's called the Bible Belt for a reason. They place religion over almost every single thing, and you talk to a lot of African Christians in those areas that really believe in the Republican Party, and they will tell you.
Can we talk about that real quick? The need the fact that the phenomenon of immigrants siding with a party that is vehemently against immigration. What like
because
in your
immigrants are more. So I will let's keep it real. It's because of two issues: homosexuality and abortion.
Which is very prevalent in
And
our
I
own
think
country.
and I think there's a. I want to know the funny thing. I think there's a whole. I don't want to say a dose of hypocrisy because a dose
It is.
a dose is
it's
like
not a dose,
no.
so it
It
passed
is,
dose.
it is
It passed-
A dose is
hypocrisy.
like 2 tablets, right? A dose
It
is like
passed
2 tablets.
dose.
So a whole gallon of hypocrisy.
Gallon.
A
Congo.
whole gallon
Congo
of
of
hypocrisy. Because
hypocrisy.
let me give you one. And this is not even, and this, oh my God, the day I caught myself, right? This is not even the Republican Party. Is a segue out of a real quick.
Hefty dose.
You know,
exactly.
You know, when we look at the African American, right, we say, oh, why are they having 3 fathers, 4 kids? You know, the 3 father, 4 kid phenomenon, the single that will look them as being beneath us because of that, right? Am I in the right line?
Yeah.
I
Then
get that.
I
Continue.
realized growing up in Nigeria, like, oh my God, wait, if you grow up in Ibadan,
Hmm.
you will see what is called, and I'm just going to say it in Yoruba, which I will try to translate as much as possible. They call it Dale Mosu, where you will see this woman half kid with this man, half kid with this man, half kid with this man. That this is actually something that was prevalent in our culture too.
Right.
It is actually in our culture. Then we come over here, we look at us as being better. So how does that lead to this hypocrisy about abortion? How many pregnancy do they take out in Nigeria with 7-Up and Sprite and with ginger
I'm
ale
sorry,
and stuff
what?
like that? You understand? And then
Why do you know this?
Science students.
science students, right? You know, and we come over here and they said, and I think is a false mischaracterization and misinterpretation of the gospel of
Polysyllabic
Christ.
words. Let's go.
You understand? You know, it is just it's just like they just take it and whatever works for them. You understand? What they think what's in the other they think is what really God is talking about. You understand? About what they think brings people to the kingdom of God. Like, no, God, like Jesus Christ, I just can't. I can't fathom it. I really can't fathom it. And some of these people are actually pastors. Like, are we serious?
I want to jump in real quick
Mhm.
because when it comes to hypocrisy and let me speak for Nigerians. Let me not speak for the broader African other African countries because I'm a Nigerian. There's so much hypocrisy when you have Nigerians who come here and they are voting Republican because of their morals or whatever. Meanwhile, you are from a country where this whole runs girl stuff, sleeping with politicians is very normal. Men having multiple wives is very normal. Men beating their wives is very normal. There's so many things that are so immoral. A teacher propositioning their students for sex, whether it's in high school or whether it happened to me in high school. More than one teacher tried to proposition me for sex for grades. These things are very normal in Nigeria. So then to now come here and act like the biggest issues is about abortion and gay marriage, are you serious? When you come from a nation where from the age of 4, 5, young girls are being told how to act so that nobody tries to prey on them. Really?
Let me even tell you
like,
let me tell you the
like, come
worst
on.
part. Kelechi, let me tell you the worst part. The ones that came here as an illegal immigrant, but now they
We
got
don't we
their
don't say we don't
paper,
say we don't say
they're
illegal
married,
immigrants. We say undocumented. No human being.
undocumented. Okay, they came undocumented,
Mhm.
got their papers via marriage or another way, and they are now supporting Trump. Like, yo, bro, you came here undocumented. You should be the last person saying build the wall. Like, you should be like you should be taking a digger to be putting down the wall. That's what your job should be. Like, how do you relate that? Like,
Uh,
Christians as a whole, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it real. Anybody calling themselves Christian, especially these evangelicals, like, oh
hmm.
my God, like Jesus. Like, I look at them. I know what make me get mad at evangelicals. I look at the things that they said during the days of Clinton. Oh my God, he had an affair with Monica. That is the highest office of the land. How
Mm.
dare you? And these two, okay, God help me. This guy called Newt Gingrich that
Hmm.
left his wife while the wife had cancer to go marry another woman.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, they are now saying, okay, it's okay, Trump can be president. All those standards that they were setting back then, what happened to those standards of what the president's supposed to look like, supposed to be like, supposed to
Mhm.
act like? And in all honesty, the African immigrants that came here, the documented African immigrants that came here, I I never knew that religion is supposed to make people stupid. Uh, but the truth is, religion made many of us stupid. It
Mm.
is evident in the way even churches in Nigeria are being run. Is evident in the way churches over here are being run. Is evident in the way, of course, plus our greed. Evident in the way prosperity gospel took over. Where oh my God. And you want to know the funny thing? You know the number of Africans that donates to people like Kenneth Copeland. You understand? So for some reason, our religion, the belief in God and everything, at least for those who doesn't know the proper relationship with God,
Mhm.
it's made us very stupid. It made us hypocritical. It's made us like our faculty to be able to think, to be able to reason things, to be able to know the line between God and the way society is supposed to function. You understand? It's just missing. It's missing. It's not there. It's not there.
And I think sometimes also it's when people come here, they know the struggle that they went through, and now they are in a position of comfort, right? Maybe they have their small business here, and then now all of a sudden they think they are now the quintessential American. So it's like, well, I struggled. So the next person, I want you to struggle and do it the right way, and you want the easy way out. It's almost like how do I explain it? You forget where you came from,
Hmm.
basically. So you see a lot of that as well in African immigrants.
So
and
that seems to
non-African ones as
be
well.
not just among Africans, but even among the
Yeah,
celebrities themselves.
yeah.
Like, look at it. It's like, continue, please. I'm sorry.
No. I was just going to add that it's also non-African immigrants as well. It's not just African immigrants that you see that happening. And I don't. There's there are specific groups of people where a lot of they were facing a lot of backlash, especially from Trump. But you still have their people voting for Trump. So I don't know. It's a very twisted way of thinking. But when it comes to African immigrants, it's hypocrisy. It's straight up hypocrisy.
It is it just like I really don't get it. Like even as an intellectual thing, I'm struggling to understand it where it's like you of all people should know what this struggle is like, yet you're going to the side of the oppressor. How does that make sense to you in any way?
There's a difference between someone who is empathetic and someone who's not. Because America is a very capitalist society, more you find people making decisions based off of their pockets. That's it. So if it doesn't affect me and if it doesn't affect my family, I don't care about it. If it affects my family and it affects my money, then it's an issue. And it's by nature of the way America is set up. Everybody's looking out for themselves.
So isn't that in like direct contrast with whatever like uh Christian values that everyone swears they have? Like, isn't that
But that's why I said previously that I don't believe that America is a Christian nation. This whole thing we are founded on Christianity. To me, it's all bullcrap. It was not founded on any Christian principles. America is a capitalist society where everything is about money. Every single sector, even in hospitals, doctors have quotas to meet. Like, come on. Everything in this country is about money, making quotas, making money, reaching budget, not budgets, reaching financial goals. Everything in this country. So when people try and act like, oh, we have morals here, or we're like Israel, modern day Israel, I'm like, listen, Israel is still up and running. There's no two Israel. You don't need to act like you're the chosen, like, especially when they try and reference Israel in the Bible and try and make it seem like, oh, America is kind of like nothing. America is just America. And I'm not here to bash America. Of course, this is a place where you get lots of opportunities and you can come here and, make something out of yourself. But at the same time, let's also be realistic. That's the reason why whenever Republicans come out, they want to push this agenda of Democrats are socialists. They're trying to push socialist agendas. And then your average American who doesn't even know what socialism is about wants to buck up and, oh, no, we don't want any socialists. What do you know socialism is about? What do you know? You look at countries like Canada or you look at countries like England and you guys want to take vacation. Oh, we like how it is and we like how they do things. But then you hear stuff about socialist countries and you're quick to say, oh, no, we don't want that. Oh, no, we don't want that. It's because America is a capitalist society and everybody wants to make sure that nobody is going to impede on them making money. They can make money to the gazillionth power like Jeff Bezos. Now, all of a sudden, the government is trying to, they want to now put a cap. Jeff Bezos can make as much money as he pleases. This is a capitalist society. Don't get mad because he knew what to do. You guys need to sit down and ask him what he's doing. It's not now you want to come and start having morals. Well, he's capitalizing too much and he's doing this and he's putting these people out of business. Oh, well, if this wasn't a capitalist society, Jeff Bezos could never do some of the things he's doing. So it is what it is.
Yeah, at this point, I don't even know what to say. It's because it's like the way this whole thing is going to end is America is going to cannibalize itself. It's in its desire for or in its pursuit of profits, it's going to eat itself up, and then there will be nobody left to profit off of. like because at some point you're going to run out of bodies to run through. That's what this whole thing runs on. It runs on the bodies of the poor
Mm-hmm.
who are supposed to be happy or thankful that they're given a job, even though the job has terrible or non-existent benefits, and they're just supposed to accept it and be grateful. And like after a while, like the cost of everything has gone up, but minimum wage is still flat. And
Well, isn't
like
it like dependent on state?
well, like so minimum wage has gone up, let's say 5%, while everything else has gone up over 50%.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
So like relatively, minimum wage is like you have to work like 2.5 full-time jobs to afford like okay, let me put it this way. There's no state in America that you can work a minimum wage job and afford a 2-bedroom apartment. Not a single state. Minimum wage 40 hours a week. Not a single state in America like that you can afford that on your own. And I saw like these computations where they're like, okay, all you have to do is pay $100 for your car, and like they had a breakdown of people's budgets,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like you're making $1,200 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and $1,150 was expenses, and none of that money was dedicated to food.
Wow.
So it was like someone was trying to justify the minimum wage being where it is, and they're like, oh, see, you have more than enough to survive. Like, yeah, you also can't afford to have your car break down, be sick even once,
True.
or to eat. Like, assuming you don't need those 3 things, then absolutely sure you'll be able to afford it. It's like, yeah, you also can't. If you cough once, you're in bankruptcy. So, but it's like, but everyone is doing their damnedest to make sure broke people stay broke and rich
Yes.
people get like.
Yep.
It said America's billionaires. Just think about that for a second. A collection of billionaires in a country, they're already their own group, made over $1 trillion during the Corona crisis.
Oh wow.
Just the billionaires made over $1 trillion.
I'm sure that the majority of the money was Jeff Bezos.
I mean, yeah, he made tens of billions, in about 8 months.
You know what I don't understand? How Elon Musk and Tesla just like shut up from the beginning of the year, and then during a pandemic.
The thing is, they're not even. That's why we can't equate the stock market to the economy.
That's true. That's
Because
very, very true.
the people that are even making money off of the stock market. Oh, sorry. So Biden is finally leading in the popular vote, and I'm assuming that's because of California. So Biden is now leading by 1% in the popular vote. Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm not even sure how to like you know what I don't like, because Tesla. How many Teslas have been sold in the last year? Like, sure, you see them a couple times, but it's like when you follow the fundamentals of the company, it's like it's because it's traded a lot. That's where the value is coming from, not from the actual value of the company. It's not coming from it's not coming from a matter of they sell a lot, so it's worth this much. No, but then you actually at one point it was the most valuable automaker in the world, like beating out Toyota. Imagine Tesla compared to Toyota that sells like 100 million vehicles a year. Tesla did Tesla even sell up to 1 million cars? No, but the stock was moving, and that's where they were getting their value from. And see what we're saying about Pennsylvania. Philadelphia County, Biden is winning 76% to 22%.
And then in the other counties.
In the wider Pennsylvania.
Of course, yeah.
It's
Keep hope alive.
It's just Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh. Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh and PA. Everything else is red. I mean, Philadelphia and
Pittsburgh. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. The rest of Pennsylvania is red, and it's
That
It's
moment
like
when you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're
I,
really hungry.
I don't know what to say. It's frustrating because even Hillary won Philadelphia County, not Pennsylvania. Hillary won Philadelphia County by 83% to 15, and still lost PA.
Mm.
So
So, yeah, like I said, keep hope alive.
it's I beg you hope
I'm,
you hope it's gone, please. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm keeping hope alive.
Yeah, for what? For what reason? What is the reason? Huh?
That's just my nature.
What is the reason?
Until I hear otherwise, I'm keeping
Oh,
hope
so
alive.
yeah. So you're the one that'll be playing that. You're the band that was playing the music on the Titanic, even as the ship was sinking. That's what you're doing. Because this.
No, I just
Mm.
it's you know it's not just about keeping hope alive. I believe in God, and I believe He's a miracle working God.
So do the Republicans. The Republicans believe in God.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see which God they're serving.
Oh, so their own God won last election. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
Mm.
not saying that, but I'm saying, you never know. This life, you just never know how
Gee.
things pan out. Sometimes things may look like it's going to be one way, and then out of nowhere, you're blindsided. So
There's a
that's
lot
how
of
I'm taking
blindsiding
this.
going on right now. There's a lot of blindsiding going on. I'm counting the states, and the math is not mathing. The math is not mathing. I'm trying. I carried the one. I multiplied something by 2,
Hmm.
and the
Don
number went
Lemon in the
down.
building. Don Lemon
I'm,
in the building. Cuomo just left. JJ is Cuomo. He just left.
I'm the math is a mathing. I'm. Which one is Lackawanna County again?
It's PA, right?
That one is for Biden, but still, 99%. We don't want Lackawanna. We want. You know what? Whatever. People keep asking me what I'm drinking. Why is your studio audience asking for gratitude, please?
What do you mean for gratitude? I don't understand.
I was told to say thank you for something.
Maybe you have to ask my studio audience that question.
You know what? We'll just move on from there because I don't even understand what's happening again, especially with Georgia. Georgia, I don't know what is happening there. Oh wait,
Georgia,
they're not even putting Georgia among the close states anymore. They're not even. Oh, damn. So you know what? I'm just going to start putting the ones for whoever is leading by 10% now. I'm just going to call them for that state because it doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't at this point. It's like what are we even doing? Like, you know what's Kelechi? I've taken enough of your time now. Everyone can go and be as optimistic as they want. Some people just want to go home and and sleep and wake up, and whatever the result is, they still got to be at work at 8:30 in the morning.
very true.
So it's like
Very, very, very true.
life might be very different tomorrow, but the thing that still remains is it's not going to be fun. Tomorrow is not going to be fun. Regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what you have to do, tomorrow is not going to be fun for a lot of people, regardless of the outcome.
I'll never forget when Trump won back in 2016, and that day I got into work, and something like someone was being arrested because at the time I was working at a hospital, and someone was being arrested outside. I have no idea what the person was. It was just like a very weird, eerie kind of day. Like I got in, that was happening outside. Everywhere was somber, everywhere was quiet, and it was almost like the white people were feeling a certain way because they knew, the kind of agenda that Trump was pushing, and then the black people were all looking at the white people suspicious. It was just a weird day. And I remember not being happy that entire time. So that's why I'm keeping hope alive this second time around. I definitely am.
So, you know what? I'm not going to. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to. I'm not going to blame the people who are saying, you know what, they. So I feel like the people who are doing the whole that are essentially trying to say they're being pessimistic because they don't want to get their hopes up, and it just feels like I don't. At this point, I don't know anymore. I don't understand. So it looks like we're off live now. The IG live, we're still on what do they call it, on YouTube, but the IG live, it looks like I've exceeded their limits because we've been on for a while. So I want to thank you for joining me here. At this point, everybody will just, whatever we wake up to is what we wake up to. It's just
Right.
every man and woman for themselves, because some people are clearly, that's what they're doing. They're doing every man and woman for themselves. They know how to get into whatever they're trying to get into. And PA, people disappointed me, Casey.
But why are you surprised?
Only
PA.
Pittsburgh, Harrisburg, and
It's PA.
and Philadelphia. That's it. Everything
What
else.
about Delaware? Delaware better be blue because that's Biden state.
Yeah, Delaware, yeah. And
Okay.
and then they picked up a Senate seat there too. So.
Okay, because if Delaware wasn't backing him up, I would have said something.
Yeah, I thought PA would come out better for him, but no. So
Listen,
PA, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, North Carolina.
The majority of people in PA is not Philly. Philly is like a small county. The majority of PA, like JJ said, is rednecks. So yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining this episode. I'm not even sure how I will edit this. I'm not even going to edit it. I'm just going to put it out like this. Whoever wants to watch it can watch it. This is a lot. This
was a quite a long discussion.
Yes, don't worry.
What's your next topic going to be about?
Recovery from the election.
Oh
no, I can't think of anything else right now because I don't know.
Okay.
You come up with the topic and we can discuss it. I don't mind at this point. I don't have the bandwidth to come up with anything myself at this point. So
don't worry. It's the effect of the alcohol. You wake up tomorrow all bright and early.
I seriously
and chirpy and ready to take on life.
Florida, 94% in.
Of course.
Georgia. Okay. Oh. Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, guys. Bye. It was nice being on this live. I enjoyed myself.
Bye. Say bye to your audience.
Bye, audience.
See ya. Loud ass laugh. Okay.
All right.